Revolut just announced they're going to have 40% of their workforce moved to India. That's about 5,500 jobs per year end. And guys, listen, if you've been subbed to the channel, this should not be a surprise to you. We've been talking about how India is preparing to absolutely pop off, and we're going to give you a couple examples of why this is happening in today's video. But Revolut is one of Europe's largest fintech companies, and they're moving tons and tons of jobs to India. In fact, Jonathan Beanie, Revolut's head of talent acquisition, called India one of the, quote, deepest and most dynamic talent pools in the world. And this is just coming hot off the AI Impact Summit over there in India, which was a little bit crazy, but lots of big people were there. Guys, it is crazy. The hundreds of billions of dollars that are being poured into India, into the infrastructure there, into data centers. It is absolutely crazy. And what we're actually seeing now, guys, is that India is being used for more than just cost arbitrage. It's being moved into the next stage, I think, of offshoring and outsourcing of work. In the past, when we thought of India as a call center plus low-cost support. But in this new AI era, it's evolved. It's different. And I think people need to be put on notice. The AI era, India is now an AI augmented operations hub, as the roles are increasingly not necessarily tech support and call centers. That's an old way of thinking. And by the way, if you are in India and that's the type of job that you're in, now is the time to start upskilling, because those call centers are not going to be filled with humans for much longer. At any rate, we're seeing roles that are more about managing AI systems and not just doing the work manually, but by implementing AI solutions. It's about training models with data labeling and feedback loops and improving the AI models. And guys, this should not be a surprise. I think the natural progression for India has always, IT has kind of been their bread and butter, but moving from traditional IT into AI IT just makes perfect sense. Because why? Because these companies are spending so much money on AI efficiency. They're firing thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. They're investing tens of billions of dollars into AI. They've got to make it work, and India is very well positioned to facilitate that. We're also going to see them handling these kind of like edge cases that the AI can't solve, working in fraud, working in disputes, compliance. And I think the reality, and this is something we've been covering a lot on the channel, is that AI literacy is now becoming kind of table stakes. It's actually going to be paramount. It's kind of like, I equate it to knowing how to use a computer. And, again, if you're in India, you're going to have a lot of access to learning and education tools. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I'll post a link to this video here. But Microsoft is investing tens of billions of dollars into India, and they've even released plans to upskill 20 million workers in India with AI. Upskilling, investing, it's just really, really crazy. And at the end of the day, guys, I think there's just two things that we need to understand. And I've been saying this for a while, even before really getting into it on this YouTube channel. But we live in a global world. The internet is kind of changed the way that we operate. And I read the 4-Hour Work Week on a honeymoon trip with my wife to Jamaica. And the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss is just like, hey, this is what I do. I hire people overseas. And at this point, guys, I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of overseas people, from the Philippines, Serbia, to India, of course, all over the world. South Africa, Bangladesh, Pakistan, work with people all over the world. Germany, I go on. But we live in this remote world now, and if you're in the United States, I think a lot of people have kind of caught on to this after COVID. If you're living in a very expensive area and you know that you can work remotely, you're just going to do that. You're going to move out of that. So we live in this world. You're not just competing against your neighbors. You're competing against the entire world. And the second, I think, key factor here that I've been really keen on on the channel recently is that the problems that you solved yesterday are not the problems you're going to be solving tomorrow. We need to be learning. We need to be upskilling. We need to be leveling up. I've been talking about this past week hosting a workshop with a buddy of mine. You can sign up for the waitlist, mark@marksavantmedia.com. I just got off a call with him. He showed me what he's building. Absolutely insane. I cannot wait. I'm going to learn so much. And so anyway, I'm really stoked that he's willing to put this on. So I'm going to learn a lot. If you want to come learn along with me, we're going to be building our own apps, replacing software. But basically, you go in with an idea for an app you want to build. You're going to walk out with a working app. It's going to be absolutely insane. I'm excited about it. So if you want to join the waitlist, you can certainly do that by emailing me, mark@marksavantmedia.com. In any event, it's time to level up. It's time to level up, boys. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what if you want to be relevant, respected, financially free, you have to level up. Now is the time. Things are going absolutely crazy. And just a quick note here, guys, for anyone overseas, all my India fans, I see you, India. What's up, boys? If you want, obviously you need to gain the new skills, but there are some things that I have found working with people overseas that are absolutely crucial to your success with working with guys like me and business owners over here in the States and other countries. The first of which is communicate quickly. There is nothing worse than working with someone overseas that doesn't communicate quickly. You absolutely must communicate quickly. If you're working in a remote landscape, you cannot just respond back to people 2 or 3 days after a message is sent. It does not work. You can't work like that. Second, do what you say. If you say you're gonna do something, make sure you get it done, okay? Don't overpromise and underdeliver, but if you say you're gonna do something, get it done. And then the third thing that I've actually didn't highly prioritize, but I am starting to prioritize it now, is proactive. Be proactive. So when you're working with a business owner like myself overseas, you want to be proactive. You want to be looking for solutions. When you see problems, bring them up. Now, this doesn't mean that you want to get off track. One of the problems you can run into when working in a remote situation like that is maybe you're in marketing, but all of a sudden you're spending all your time on the customer service side of things. Like, stay in your lane, look for problems and look to solve them. You want to be proactive, but not so proactive that you're distracted. I don't know if that makes perfect sense, but what I mean by that is like, again, it all comes down to AI, guys. How can I leverage AI? How can I input AI into this system? I've been using Claude Cowork for a client of mine, and it's just unbelievable. I had it analyze the website for SEO. It gave us a bunch of different recommendations, and then it started going and actually implementing the recommendations. Absolutely crazy. I had it audit different it was doing just all this stuff, metadata, writing blogs, updating it, analyzing it, writing HTML, finding leaks, finding opportunities. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And so at any rate, I had this set up with this client a few weeks ago, integrated it with their Google Cloud, integrated it with their WordPress, integrated it with Slack, integrated it with all the pieces of the tech stack, with HubSpot. And it's been working out so well that we actually increased our spend on that from just the basic $20 a month to $100 a month. Probably will go up to $20 a month with Claude Cowork. Claude is absolutely bananas, guys. And again, that's what we're going to be going into in this workshop here in the next couple of weeks. Once you've kind of experienced what's possible with Claude, once you've seen what's possible, you kind of realize that the world will never be the same. And the people that don't, I think, understand it and understand these skills are going to be left behind. And I don't want that. I don't want that for you. That's all I got to say about it. All right, boys, make it a great day. Thanks for watching the channel. If you like today's video, you will love yesterday's video. Check it out right here. I'll see you there. Peace.